makes sense.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gamer Social Club podcast. I am Nathan, your host. We are here to hang out, try out the new thing. We're just bullshitting. We just finished wrapping up our news episode, so now take off a load. Let's just hang out for a little bit. I am joined by Marcus, the Husky Hokage. How are you today, Marcus?
I'm good, man. I'm still up. So I'm good.
Yeah, I mean that's how I'm feeling. And I am also joined by get aboard the emulation station. It's your PC guru here to show off his PC specs. Emphasis on specs. Russell, Casualties of Gaming. How are you, Russell?
I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
You know what? I just realized that's why I'm so thrown off. I didn't do that to start off the last episode, and it just threw me off the entire episode. I was like, this isn't right. Well, it's also a Thursday, not a Friday, so that hurts too. So.
Yeah, so there's nothing right about this.
There's nothing right about it. Going against the grain.
And I am fine doing the emulation thing, as you so bluntly put out there, and just being.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. And I am also joined by none other than the best F-bomb dropping guy I know, the whore for horror, Fraser. How are you?
Nathan, I'm loving that beard, mate.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if you just haven't shaved.
Fraser loves my beard. I haven't. Huh?
Yeah,
It is.
You're growing up.
Yeah. Run out. It's good. I like it. You're becoming a big boy now.
I'm a big boy now.
Proud of you. I'm proud of you. Yeah, mate. I'm good. Just trying to survive at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. My guts are on the outside of my body at the moment, so that's not fun.
Oh gosh. Go. You want to go ahead and talk about it? Like, go for it.
Oh yeah. So I had a pain in my abdomen last week. And I was like, oh, this is weird. I went to the doctor and she's like, you should probably go and have an ultrasound. I was like, all right. Went and had an ultrasound. And then she called me and was like, can you come and see me right now? I was like, oh, sure. And then she's like, oh, you've got a hernia and you need to go to the hospital right now. I was like, well, fuck.
Oh, wow.
Instead of making me come here, why don't you just send me to the hospital straight away? But anyway, so she got her fucking $80 for telling me to go to the hospital, and and then and I was in the hospital for 24 hours before they decided that they didn't want to operate on me quite yet.
24 hours.
So yeah, it was brutal. I was in ER for about 18 hours, 19 hours, and then they sent me up to a ward. And I filled out all the paperwork for the surgery, and then they came in. They're like, "Yeah, we're not going to do it quite yet. You could go home though." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So now I'm at home with a hernia.
Oh god.
And it sucks.
Oh, I hate that.
So I got a question.
Yes.
Did they say how that happened?
It's from just heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a coffee roaster. So all I do is lift things. Yeah. I'm currently going through like healing a back injury. So what's happened is I'm putting so much pressure on the front of my body now because the back of my body is broken. Now the front is like doing too much work. And so my abdomen has like split open and my liver has like pushed its way through. So there you go. Yeah, right.
That's not your body telling you to sit down. I don't know what it is.
I know. So the surgeon, and I was like, so what do I do in the meantime? And he's like, just take it easy. So I've got this bulge on my abdomen.
Don't move.
And yeah, and he was like, if
Oh,
the
that's
pressure
me.
gets too much, just press on it.
Oh
And
my
everything
gosh.
and you just, so I press on it and it fucking hurts, but it just pushes all the bits back inside.
Oh. Oh.
So, I it's fixed now. I worked with a guy that actually had a hernia at work for like a year or better,
Yeah.
and he worked on a wrapper line. I'm not gonna get too much into what it is I do or what was being wrapped, but yeah, you'd see him on the wrapper, and like once in a while, he just kind of wince, and then all of a sudden, his hands would go in his pants, and he'd do one of these, and then he'd wince
Yeah.
again, and then he'd go back to working.
Yeah. So you can have hernias all over like the front of your body. Luckily mine's not in my groin because that's your bladder and your appendix and stuff, like, sorry, not your appendix, but it's like your bladder and stuff like pushing its way through, and that's life threatening, that stuff.
Yeah.
So luckily mine is higher, and mine's kind of halfway between my chest and my belly button. So it's like, yeah, it's not life threatening, but it's fucking pretty shit.
Yeah. I've
Oh,
heard
wait,
that
is
can be
it so?
very
If you had the life threatening one, maybe it'd be better because you would have just had the surgery already.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they
yeah,
was like, it's not life threatening. You're okay.
Yeah.
You go
you'll be
home.
fine.
We'll call you when we're ready for you.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So like, and I've quit from my job. Like, I've quit my job.
Yeah.
So I've got 4 weeks left, and I can't go back to work until I've had surgery, and then there's like a 5-week recovery period after the surgery.
Oh,
So I'm done. I'm never going back.
You seem
So
really,
is this
really upset about it.
Oh, very.
is this something that happened at work or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, I'm assuming you're getting paid for the last like 4 weeks or whatever.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
It's yeah.
You,
It's
you
been
sit down, you take a load off, big guy. You enjoy
Yeah.
it.
yeah. That's right. You've put the hard yards in. Now just put me out to
Yeah.
pasture.
In fact,
Yeah.
hopefully they have to pay you until you go back to work for the second. But I don't know your guys' local laws, so I don't know how that would work. So.
Yeah. No. So essentially, any work that I miss is covered. Any medical expenses that I incur are covered. They have to keep my job open for me for 52 weeks, but I've already resigned, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah. So guys, the funniest, you left out the funniest part about it, because the funniest part about it is I messaged him and I'm like, dude, I hope you're okay and all that stuff. And he's like, oh man, my insides are falling out. But basically what I heard was, it's all okay though, because I got a PlayStation now. But I actually, before, I really want to talk to you about your PlayStation, but before we move on to that, I gotta share my hernia story, because I can't believe
We're hernia buddies, are we?
no,
Amazing.
no, we actually aren't hernia buddies. I can't believe I'm sharing this, but I'm gonna share it. So I used to work at an Amazon warehouse, worked like in the warehouse, also like heavy lifting, all that crap, right? And I one day I was like, oh my gosh, I've got this pain in my abdomen. And I was concerned it was a hernia, because I knew enough about hernias from my friend that I was like, I think that's what I'm experiencing. And
Yeah.
I'm going to keep a really long story short, or as short as I can anyways. Basically, there was roughly 10 to 12 doctor visits, 4 to 5 emergency room visits, multiple testings, and the weirdest thing about it was the pain was moving around my body. I didn't understand it, but I was dealing with some pain in the family jewels, and
Yeah.
I was like, why? What the hell? Like, and they were like, and it could be hernia related. And my doctor was like, well, I felt something abnormal. She's like, prepare yourself, because you might lose one of your boys. And I was like, holy shit. So for like 48 hours, I'm thinking I'm going to lose half my boys. and
That's half of them.
and I hadn't had kids yet either, so I was like, will I ever have kids? Like, I had so much going through my head in those 48 hours. Come to find out, it was like this, like, tiny cyst. It had nothing to do with anything. Didn't have anything to do with the pain.
Crazy.
At the end of the day, after all those doctor visits and the fear of losing the testy, the answer to the problem was I was full of shit.
You were
I
constipated,
was
were you?
constipated.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
You're about to lose Terry the testicle because you couldn't shit. That's
Because you couldn't shit. Yeah. Oh, man. That is so... Oh, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, if you don't shit, you die. So,
Yeah. Pretty much.
literally.
Oh my gosh. But
Literally.
thanks to that medical leave, I did nothing but play Red Dead Redemption 2. So worst and best time of my
brilliant.
life. Worst and best time of my
worst,
life.
best time. Yep. Love it.
But I'm gonna come back to you, Fraser, because like I said, I want to hear about the PlayStation experience. But Marcus, how you been? We see. I'm kind of thinking after tonight, I want to do it backwards. I feel like we did it backwards because like I always try to like behind the scenes, like whenever we hop in on the Discord call, we don't like do the hi, how are you? What are you up to? What have you been doing? Because I try to save that for like the actual recording or whatever. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we recorded backwards. Like maybe we should record this first and then get into the news. So kind of like, you know, lube us up. Get some foreplay in here, you know? But how have you been, man? It sounds like you had a busy day going straight into this.
Yes. Just like literally, as soon as I walked in the door, I basically came straight to my PC. I mean, my
Didn't even
desk.
say hi to the kids or the wife. Just like straight in.
I had it was okay. I had food in my hand, so they was like, "Oh, okay, we got food. See you later." It didn't matter anymore. Anyway.
Love it.
But been good, man. I'm excited. Like we were just talking about previously, I'm excited to actually jump into to Indy this weekend or whenever it drops. But yeah, I'm good, man. Enjoying the games. But
Yeah.
like you've been playing a bunch of Call of Duty multiplayer.
What prestige you been so far?
Right now I am on Prestige 2. I'm back up to level 40 something.
Really?
So I'm on my way to 3.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been in it, and these double XP weekends have been amazing.
Yeah.
So I've been that's been helping out a lot. But I'm enjoying. I've already got gold on my XM. I got gold on my XM4 kind of pretty fast, so I'm trying to go through now and then gold out a couple other guns. I don't normally do this, and it was just from the time they dropped the beta, and I played the beta of Black Ops 6. Since then, I had the itch. I got the itch back. I started playing Modern Warfare 3 before Black Ops dropped, and when it dropped, went through, played the campaign, been in the multiplayer. Like I said, I done prestige twice. I don't ever prestige, and that lets you know like I've been in it, and it's been fun. That the campaign alone, I've been telling like if you love a good action movie, especially a good 90s action movie, that's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. And it's so good. It is so good. So, but yeah, that's it, man. Enjoying playing the games and happy I got some of my time back. My kids are, I coach. I coach soccer, football, basketball. So my kids I'm not coaching basketball this season. Only one of my sons are playing basketball. So I've gotten a lot of my time back, my personal time. So I'm ecstatic.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so jealous. I'm still in the throes of peak season, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, must be brutal for you.
Oh my gosh, it's been so brutal, and it's crazy because I got to ride along with somebody last night, and like I got like halfway through the day where I'm just like, hey, like, do you mind if I just like be on my phone for a while. I'm gonna like work on my website stuff, and so I told him all about Gamer Social Club. And this morning, I just kept typing for hours and just going for it. I'm like, finally, it felt so good to finally get something done. It felt so good. Like it's funny. It's like I'm out here. I'm out here providing, for my house, food, family, yada yada yada. But I'm telling you,
I want to be doing.
That's not what I want to be doing. I want to be writing articles, man. Dude, like the thrill you get from, hitting that finish button and like knowing the article's good and ready to go and putting it out. Oh, the endorphin hit from hitting it, man. I'm like, oh, geez, I have missed this so much because it's been a solid like week and a half since I wrote anything at all. So I was so happy to like actually get some stuff done this morning. But I'm just so ready for peak season.
Uh-oh.
Over here playing, and he yanked the microphone
Oh,
cord out. But he's just having a gay old time. But anyways, but I am very glad to hear that you are back in it. You're having a lot of fun with Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty might be up there and like running for Game of the Year for me so far. What have you been playing much zombies or anything, or has it been primarily just multiplayer?
It's been primarily multiplayer. I played zombies a little while because most of my friends, that's what they play a multiplayer. So I just so happened to be, just sticking that realm. I jumped into zombies for a little while, and I was just I kept dying. So I played with my cousin, and a couple of his friends. We were on for about a good hour and a half, and we were just. It was fun. If I jump in with them, I don't mind playing. I don't have anybody to play with on the regular, so I gravitate because I can go to multiplayer by myself and just have fun. I can go. So yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of zombies, but I wouldn't mind it. I just don't have anybody to play zombies with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Well, if you see me online, brother, hit me up because all I play is zombies. I think I might have played maybe 3 rounds of multiplayer.
Really?
Yeah, but even though the beta, I got max rank for both betas, and I did love the multiplayer so much. Just the zombies is just so good.
Yeah, but the Omni movement, like coming from playing Modern Warfare 3 to this, the movement is so much better, so much smoother, and it's like when I played that beta and I went back to Modern Warfare 3, I'm like, oh, what's wrong? Why am I trying to get in my head? Why am I not moving the same? But the movement is so much better. So much better.
Isn't that what's crazy though? Like, did you ever? I mean, Call of Duty's been around for so long. Did you ever think we were going to get to a point where it's like, oh, I can't go back to an old Call of Duty because it just doesn't feel the same? Like,
I never thought that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It's crazy. We actually never even got to it, Fraser. We still, with only an hour dedicated to 3 news stories, we still never even got to our 4th news story about like Ubisoft shutting down or whatnot. And it's like that thing of like you're the Call of Duty killer and you're supposed to come in and like do all the, and like I mean they had a good idea, but I feel like I forget who it was who said it on the Kind of Funny Games Daily, but they were like, stop trying to go for the same damn bag. Like, stop trying, like, you got Rainbow Six Siege out there, like, making 60,000 players a day or something like that. It's like, stop trying to go for that bag. Like, Call of Duty's got that corner of the market. Like, period. Stop trying to be the Call of Duty killer. Try to be your own thing. Like, I totally agree with that because it's like, it sucks for them because it's like the second they finally give it their best shot, Call of Duty comes out swinging with Black Ops 6.
See, I was so. Oh, sorry, Marcus, carry on.
No, I was just saying that Call of Duty came out throwing haymakers. Like, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, every single first-person shooter, just get out of my way because I'm here. I was the person from the Gamer Social Club who did the review for XDefiant. I loved it, but I fell off really quickly. Like I played it a lot when it first came out, and the game modes that they had were really fun. The shooting felt really great, but the hero shooter part of it didn't grab me. Like you're trying to be this like we're bringing every single Ubisoft franchise into one, but it's all just like default uh Marine number 1, Marine number 2. There's no actual Ubisoft heroes.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you even reviewed both games too. You reviewed that and Call of Duty. So, yeah, and I mean, we've talked about it before. It's that thing of like, man, dude, you had so much great IP to run with, and you just really botched it. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
I really, 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 really hope Shadow hits what it needs to hit. For Ubisoft's sake
hope.
and my sake.
You can only hope. I pre-ordered Shadows. I wanted the statue. That's if you're coming with something like that, I wanted that because it's rare that I'll pre-order something unless it's coming with something big. Like I pre-ordered God of War Ragnarok because I wanted the cabinet and the you can't see it, but I wanted this.
Oh yeah. Fraser's got one too. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've got my hammer back there.
I got the Leviathan axe hanging above my door.
Yeah, that's sick.
So I was like, I had to get it, but yeah, I was like, I want the statue, but I'm hoping with them pushing it back, and February is now a crowded month.
Yeah,
February is gonna be huge. You got Shadows, Avowed, and then Monster Hunter Wilds all back to back to back within about 14 days of each other, I think.
You'd also have
Kingdom Come Deliverance too.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yep. And then isn't there a Yakuza game? Or did you say that already?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then Spider-Man 2 PC port comes out in January, which seems like nothing compared. Which is crazy.
I don't think that's gonna compete with the same.
I don't think so either.
Most of those games. I think all of those games should be staring Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in the face and think about maybe delaying by a few weeks, but we'll see what happens.
Well, Kingdom Come Deliverance just got pushed up by a week, didn't it?
Yes, which is why if I was like Assassin's Creed Shadows, what day does that come out?
I think it's the
28th or something, maybe.
I feel like it is towards the end of the month, and Monster Hunter was towards the beginning or middle. I don't know.
Monster Hunter will probably be fine regardless.
Yeah.
Actually, AC Shadows drops on Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
It's Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's initial is February 14th, and then like I said, I think Avowed is Avowed is Avowed is the 13th, and then Assassin's Creed Shadows. Wow.
Jeez.
Oh, great! I'll finish Avowed in a day, easy.
See,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to Avowed, but the more I look at Kingdom Come Deliverance, the more I've lost a lot of faith in Bethesda.
Don't say that. Don't say that,
Russell.
Russell.
In the last couple of years. So I think that I don't know. Well, I've played some of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and it is kind of buggy, and the gameplay is a little wonky. Based on the gameplay we've seen for the second game, they seem to have kind of worked out some of the kinks. So we'll see what happens. But
back to that Ubisoft thing though.
Fraser, did you freeze up on me, or did everybody freeze up on me? I think everybody froze up on me. Yeah. I might be the only person who froze. My bad, Fraser. Back to the Ubisoft thing is the last I heard.
No. Oh yeah, so the Ubisoft thing, like, it's a shame that they cancelled Heartland to push XDefiant
Yeah.
to then
Yeah.
cancel XDefiant. Like
Yeah.
so, because like I would have loved a survival division. Whew, I'm in.
That would have been
I'm in.
awesome.
But then also, Ubisoft have doubled down on Skull and Bones. If like that got a horrific intro to the game. To everyone hated it,
Yeah.
Listen,
and
I
yet
was in just about
it's
every beta
still
for that.
yeah, it's still going, and they're still releasing content for it. And even I saw on Twitter the other day that people are wanting to be able, because at the moment you can't start a new game. Like you've just got one game and that's it. So if they do that, but like the fact that that's still going, yet XDefiant got such a great um acceptance at the start, to then be pulled the plug a few months later, fucking weird.
It's really weird. I don't know, man. I think it is upsetting that something they so deeply supported and were saying, "Oh, we're going to support this for a long time," and then to pull the plug on it, like not even a full year later, not even a full calendar year later. And I mean, it's again, it goes back to that whole entire stop trying to go for the same bag because Foam Stars just announced today that that's something else I wrote an article for this morning was Foam Stars is getting its last season too, and that was supposed to like try to be PlayStation's version of Splatoon, and people enjoyed it but I think it was one of those things where it was like they enjoyed it for a weekend, and I think it had its audience enough to give it another season. And it definitely got a little bit of support, but yeah, they're not shutting it down, but this is gonna be like their last season of content, kind of like Battlefield 2042, where they were like, hey, we're not putting out any more content, but we're gonna keep the ball rolling with it. But yeah, it's just a
Sorry,
bummer.
Nathan, can I just stop you there? Your microphone cord is half out or something, like it's very crackly when you speak.
Okay, I will. Russell, while I'm fixing this, how are you? What have you been up to lately?
Playing Zelda Game Boy games, I guess. Um, to add to the XDefiant conversation though, for a second, Frazier, how was the XDefiant? I never played it. Free to play? Did it cost money? What was it?
No, it was free to play.
So I think this proves that these companies and Ubisoft is probably most guilty of this as of late. If you're gonna do something like this and you're gonna do it without putting it on Steam, but it's on PC, like pull your head out of your ass. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Because I'm fairly certain this launched on Ubisoft's launcher and probably the Epic Game Store because that's the way Ubisoft's done it for a long time on PC now, and it always, always, always bites them in the ass. I don't know if it would have saved the game. That's hard to say, but it would have definitely given them a much better shot. I don't know why you launch. And then like 2K, they just shut down their launcher. Bethesda had a launcher and they shut it down. So like all of these companies figure out that like when you try to leave Steam out of the picture, it doesn't work.
So, as a non, like I'm just getting into PC, as we all know, what is the benefits of a game having its own launcher? Like what?
They get money directly.
Control, basically.
Okay.
Like that's
So like say you, sorry, carry on.
No, I was just gonna say, so like if you have a multiplayer game, they get a bunch of data from that. And the thing about stuff like that is, even if you buy an Ubisoft game on Steam, unless it's so many years old, you still have to go through their launcher to launch it. So they still get all of that data. But like, so the two things with Ubisoft, obviously, if you buy directly from them, whatever you pay, they get 100% of that money instead of having to cut Steam in. And then with Epic, what's been going on with them, and I don't know exactly what Ubisoft's deal is with them, but I guarantee they're not taking. I guarantee Epic is not taking 30%. Like Epic has gone out of their way to basically make deals that do not favor their store to get like exclusives and stuff to try to drive people there, and it's just not working. I have well over 100 games on the Epic Game Store right now, and I've paid for one of them.
Yeah.
So and it's because of all those games that they give out
Yep.
every week.
Same.
So and Epic Games that launcher that store is in the red, but that's a different conversation. But I think it's just people they get a hair up their ass and they want to try to cut Steam out, and then it just like it never works. And in my opinion, it seems like PlayStation might be headed in that direction, and well, they'll learn like they did with Helldivers. They'll learn.
Yeah.
Do you, oh, I remember what I was going to say. This is a little bit off topic, but speaking of Epic Games Store, did you see the December games for Amazon Prime? Because they're giving away that Star Wars Bounty Hunter, and they're giving away Dredge, a couple other really cool games.
I already collected all of those.
Did you redeem them? Okay, yeah, I just redeemed them. Like, damn, it's a good month for Amazon Prime free games.
Typically, it's like with Amazon, it's like a bunch of indies you may or may not heard of, and then like a few Bethesda games, and then the following months will be another bunch of indies you've never heard of, and like a couple of Star Wars games, and then the next month the same thing, and it just kind of rolls like that. But I was a little surprised to see Dredge, a little disappointed because I think I bought it like 2 months ago. But it's what it is.
Yeah. What shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, let's go ahead and dig into our Xbox Wrapped. What I know me and Fraser have done ours. What I know, I saw it on Discord earlier. What it's Fallout 76 your top one, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm a little bit shocked, but at the same time, I remember like at the start of the year when we started this thing up, all I did was play Fallout 76. Like every day I would log on and do those challenges, and then that DLC dropped. Funnily enough, and it always seems to happen to me, I was just getting burnt out as that DLC dropped. So I haven't actually finished the DLC for it, and I know that there's more. There's like you can now build an outpost, and I am all about building and crafting in these games. So I don't know, man. Maybe next year it'll be Fallout again.
Well, it's like, is the season 2 going to bring you back to the game? Because my thing was I played through Fallout 4's DLC, and I played through a lot of side quests, but I never finished the main story. So I think when season 2 comes out, I'm going to go back and finish everything up.
Yep, that's right. So yeah, it was Fallout 76. I put in some stupid amount of hours into it. But it was all worth it. I had a lot of fun. With 76.
It was perfect. When I saw it, I wasn't too super surprised myself, because I remember how much you were talking about it when we first started, dude.
Yeah. But then, like, coming in at number 2 for me was Call of Duty. And like, I know that I've played a lot of Call of Duty, but I feel like the numbers aren't quite right. I feel like this has included like my total hours of Call of Duty, maybe?
Yes.
I don't know.
Because it Call of Duty is one. Call of Duty is many.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is legion.
Call of Duty is everything.
It's just a hub.
Yeah.
So like now, like whenever you see Call of Duty, it's just Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. So because I was thrown off the same, but I remembered, I'm like, oh yeah, I did play Call of Duty throughout the summer on and off. So that also contributed to it. So it's honestly, thank God, or else Paw Patrol would have been my number 3 most played game this year.
As it should be. Is that the Adventures one or the Rescue one?
So rescues one.
Yeah, I think that's the one I played. I don't think I played Adventures.
Listen, I just knew when my kids saw, because my youngest, my whole family actually, I just knew when they saw Bluey had a video game, I just knew that was gonna be, it's gonna be
Yeah.
like my most played game. I'm surprised. Yes, I'm so
Yep.
glad they never like, hey, I want to. No.
No.
Did you make them their own account? Because that's
And
what
I
I
love
should have
Bluey.
done. Did you make them their own account? Because that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
Good.
Uh-oh.
Actually, yeah, my older two have their own. They have their own account. But I have a 3-year-old. Like you said, he just started liking something else. He switched to Spider-Man. He's been big on Spider-Man lately. But before that, Bluey everything. He loved Bluey. So yeah.
Love it.
That's the way my daughter was last year when the game came out. Like, that's what I got her for Christmas, and she freaked out. She played it a lot, but man, that game's trash. Like,
I heard.
oh
I heard
man,
about it.
it's trash. Like, I don't mind, it's a buggy game. It's for kids, yada, yada, yada. But I cannot tell you, like, me and my wife tried to sit down and, like, play along with her. Like, there were points that were unplayable. And she's like, Daddy, like, I'm trying. Can you help me? And it's just like, no, we're going to have to restart the game. Like, I simply couldn't. Oh, I was so mad.
Yeah.
That's not a good kid's game. She's been playing that SpongeBob Rehydrated, which it's actually a pretty fun game. But as far as what I've been up to, again, like I said earlier, it's been work. Like, I haven't really been up to anything. I was telling Marcus a little bit ago before we started recording that, like, I'm putting Dragon Age down. I'm not even going back to it because... well, I am going to go back to it. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I'm just putting it down because, like, I play it for, like, a couple hours every week on, like, a Sunday night or Saturday night, whatever day I get off. I try to play it, and then I end up just playing a couple hours. I can't even remember where I left off at. I'm lost, and then by the time I start to finally get into it, I'm like, oh, okay, now I gotta put it down again. And so it's just gotten to the point that, like, if I've got a handful of hours, I'm gonna go ahead and just play Call of Duty. Like, that was kind of why I ended up finally getting around to playing Neva, was because I was
Your
like,
internet's terrible today, Nathan.
is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Hold on, I'm gonna X out of any stuff my computer is running, because I've noticed my computer's having a hard time running too. Is that better at all? Did that do anything?
I mean, you're gonna have to talk for a little while before.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
That seems fine now.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, I think something was going on with the internet. What was I talking about?
Dragon Age.
Dropping Dragon Age.
Oh, dropping Dragon Age. Yeah. So, I finally got around to playing Neva. Because I was like, you know what? Like, I could actually get this done in one sitting tonight. And I'd rather play through this than to just...
The internet isn't fixed.
Oh, gosh. And long story short, Neva's a good game. Finally played it. Beautiful. Wrote a review for it and everything. I highly recommend you guys play it. It's very... for me, as a dad... It's like, at the beginning of the game, you are looking after a wolf puppy, and there are 4 seasons, and the 4 seasons are very symbolic of different time periods in life and stuff, and your wolf grows along with you. At the beginning of the game, your wolf doesn't even know how to jump onto platforms. You got to help the wolf jump onto platforms, and then by the end of the game... your wolf is a badass helping you out through things, and at the end, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's just, oh man, like, it hit me in ways I did not expect. It was really, really good. since I'm freezing up so much. What do you think, Marcus? If you can tell what I'm saying, what do you think will be your most top played game? And that you guys just want to go in circle. Like, what do you guys think is going to be your top played game of 2024?
It's easily gonna probably be college football. It'll probably be college football 25. If it's not college football, then it'll probably be Call of Duty. I played a few single player games on my Xbox. Most of the ones I've been playing or played single player wise, it's been on my PlayStation. Like I know when I do my end of the year wrap up on there, Dragons Dogma 2 is gonna have probably gonna be my most played game. Like I loved and really enjoyed Dragons Dogma 2. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna have a lot of hours, a lot of rap on that one, for that one. But on my Xbox, it's gonna probably be college football, and or Call of Duty.
And what about you, Russell? What do you think you're gonna be your top played game of the year?
So I actually have my quote unquote Xbox wrap pulled up. I found it.
You don't have an
really
Xbox. What are you talking
because
about?
in January, in January, February, I switched to PC, so it's not. And actually, so my top played game is Fallout 76, the PC edition. It specifically says at 71 hours. I didn't know I put quite that much time into it, to be honest. But whatever. I think there must have been something wrong with the Microsoft Store because it says I put 40 hours into Still Wakes the Deep. I don't know how that's possible.
40 hours? There's no way.
Unless you left it running.
Yeah.
Yeah, there must have been a hitch up. I think I even beat it twice, but like, the game's not that long. So I must have left it running for a day. And then it says I put about 40 hours into Stalker 2, which sounds about right. I die a lot in that game. And then it's got other games listed, but it doesn't give me the hours of like Lies of P or Another Crab's Treasure or Pow World or anything like that. So pretty unimpressive stats. So as far as what would be my most played game, I mean, it's definitely going to be on Steam. Well, the thing is, I put a lot of time into Fallout London on the GOG store, and I don't even know how or if that's going to get counted because it's technically a mod. So I'm not really sure how that works.
Will it just count as Fallout 4, maybe?
Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not really... So, like, in my AMD software, it counts it as Fallout 4, even though it's Fallout London. And then in GOG, it's all sorts of fucked up. On Steam... God, I don't know. I've gone through phases with Dead Cells this year. I looked, and I think going into this year, I only had about 5 hours in The Binding of Isaac, and now I have almost 100. So that will probably be up there. With me and Rogue games, it's really weird. Every single one of them that I've gotten really into, except Balatro had me hooked at the beginning. I'll play like a few hours of it and I'll be like, this isn't for me. And then I'll get a hair up my ass like a month later and try it again. And then all of a sudden, like, give me more. Fucking inject it into my veins. It happened with Dead Cells. It happened with 20XX. And it's happening right now with The Binding of Isaac and Balatro. So so probably, if I had to guess, probably Binding of Isaac. I didn't sink hundreds and hundreds of hours into one game this year like I have done in the past because of the website. I was forced to play a variety of games, which some years I do, some years I don't. Sometimes that's been for the better and sometimes that's been for the worst. I've definitely played some stinkers that I probably rather wouldn't have or wouldn't have picked up at all. And then there's the emulation thing, of course, which, I mean, that stuff's not tracked. So, and even if it was, I'd probably shut it off for legal reasons. So.
You're sitting there talking about how doing the website stuff has forced you to play other games. I was imagining Dano holding a gun to the back of your head, going, play Outcast 2.
buy it. No, I don't want to, Dano. No.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
I
I'm
So
with you.
good.
I'm with you on
I
that,
can agree with
Russell. It's
that
one of
as
the
well.
coolest
I've
things
played
about.
some games that I never would have thought I would play.
Yep.
And some, like I said, it's some I've really enjoyed. Some have been. I really enjoyed. I think one of the last ones I did for review for was Necro Story. I really enjoyed Necro Story. That was it's a fun little game, man, and I really enjoyed that. That's something I've been meaning to jump back into. But it's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting ready to say the same thing. It's just so many new games I would have never even thought to have played. It's made me like get out of my comfort zone, and
Yeah.
same. I mean, hell, I mean, I've said it 100 times, and I'm not going to say it again. But you know, Astrobots is one of them, and now it's going to be like one of my game of the year. But speaking of PlayStation, Frazier, how is it?
I missed everything you just said.
Oh man,
All
I hope
heard
my
was
microphone's not
PlayStation and then
broken.
Fraser.
Oh man, I hope my Microsoft. I hope my microphone isn't broken. Frazier, how's your PlayStation?
Dude, it's cool. So, I've just before we get into that, I've been waiting for Farming Simulator to turn up for over a month now. It fucking turns up the same day I buy the PlayStation. So I'm like, I know. So I'm like, I've been waiting for this game. I've spent a few $100s on this like farming simulator setup. And then it turns up. And I was just like, oh my fucking God, what do I do? What do I do? So, of course, I played Farming Simulator first. I unboxed it all. Dude, this thing here is the coolest little thing. This is what I was waiting for. So, you plug it in, and you have to turn on all your vehicles, and you literally have to turn them on with the key.
That's fantastic.
It is. I've got my steering wheel, and I've got my little side console, and then I've got this like in the middle, and I like get into the tractor, and I click, turn it on. It's the coolest thing. I've spent a lot of time just playing around with that. But anyway, nobody wants to hear about Farming Simulator.
I was gonna say no.
Everyone
I think that's how you really got your hernia, isn't it?
lifting all those hay bales.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Working on that farm.
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
Frazier, I'm gonna do something for you because you weren't on the news segment that we were doing. I did Steam reviews and I had one for Farming Simulator, and I remember I grabbed the ones that I just had picked out for like a couple weeks ago that we just didn't get to.
Yeah.
And I remember actually picking this one out specifically for you. So I'm gonna, this is gonna be a flashback. I don't know, a few days, whatever.
Yep.
But
Yep.
Farming Simulator 25. This guy put 53.9 hours into it and gave it a negative review, and said, "You are making one fucking game for 20 years and you can't make it You can't make proper multiplayer without lags on a 3080 Ti."
Yeah. It didn't get a great. It definitely didn't get a great launch. But it is fucking. It's so, like, you know how these people talk about like cozy games. Everyone has these cozy games that you just sit back and you just relax. I've got a comfy chair. I've got the steering wheel. I've got all these buttons beside me, and I just sit in this thing and I just plow fields, and it's so relaxing. It's unbelievable how relaxing it is.
That's awesome.
I'm having loads of fun with it. It did take me a long time to set up everything properly, because you plug everything in, and the default keys for this. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's this. So you can assign keys, all of these keys, and you've got a little joystick. So when you're in your crane, you can like joystick around and pick shit up. Like it's unreal how cool it is.
That's awesome.
it didn't. The default settings for it were fucking atrocious, and it took me. I reckon it took me like 2.5 hours to try and figure out why fucking nothing was working. But anyway,
Damn.
that's all done. It's all working. It's my first like proper PC experience, and I was screaming at heavens.
Yeah,
Why is this not working?
I got one of these things, and it's the exact same
Yeah.
story. It takes forever
Yeah.
to like set up all the keys.
Yeah, but once it's set up, it's brilliant, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's yeah. So I got that, and then also I finally got around to getting a PlayStation. I've been looking at getting one secondhand for a long time. For whatever reason, in Australia, the secondhand market for a PlayStation 5 is still pretty high. Like,
Really?
you know, to buy a new one, they are $700.
Oh my gosh.
That's AUD though. So,
okay,
like,
okay, yeah.
yeah. And then to get a second-hand one, they're about $500. So it's only $200 difference. And I was going through Facebook, and all these deals were falling through, and I was getting super annoyed. Black Friday comes along, and bloody EB Games does a $550 deal on PlayStation 5. So I was like, $50 more, and I don't have to fuck around with these idiots. So I just went and got it, picked it up. I got the disc drive edition, disc drive slim edition.
Yeah, you did.
Got it home, plugged everything in.
Yeah, you did.
Fucking having a great time. Downloaded Helldivers 2. I was like,
Yeah, you
sick.
did.
I'm ready. Let's go. And then it was like, oh, you need to pay to play online. And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean?
Fucking console gremlin.
I knew it. You set yourself up there, Fraser.
Yeah. And I was like, wait, what? So I was like, fuck, how much is this? I was like, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking stupid. I'm getting nothing for this at all. So I ended up getting the like middle tier that I think it was like 125 AUD for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with a whole bunch of like back catalog games. And a lot of them are the older exclusives that I actually bought this to play. So it kind of was a win-win.
Yeah.
So I played a bunch of Helldivers, and then I was like, what game am I going to play first? And then I remembered all of us talking about Days Gone and how, you know, it's not getting a sequel. People kind of hated it, but kind of loved it at the same time. So I was like, I'm gonna play Days Gone. I tell you, it's fucking brilliant. It is so much fun. I won't get into any spoilers because I know that some of us are only halfway through. Mainly Nathan.
Yep, that's me. That's me.
I've just got to the part that we were talking about.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so I'm past that now. But I will say, it's a lot more in depth than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's at the start it was very slow, very very slow. You've got this shitty bike, you've got shitty guns. You're coming across like a freak or two. The humans are probably the tougher enemies to deal with. And then slowly but surely, you start to get better parts for your bike. You start to get better guns. I love the detail they've put into the bike. It's so cool. The guns, on the other hand, I feel are lacking a little bit. Like, what you get an assault rifle, and that's like really it. Assault rifle or a shotgun or a bow. Like, and then they've put so much into customizing your bike, and all you can do is get a bigger magazine for your gun. Like, it just seems.
So, how far are you in?
Well, I have just got to I've just passed that point of no return, where it opens up the rest of the map.
Okay, I have a pretty good idea. Have you been leveling up your skills?
Oh yes.
Okay, good.
Oh yes.
That's something that it took me for some reason, it took me like a quarter of the way through the game to even realize that was a thing. And I started getting pissed off, and I was like, why do I keep fucking dying? And then I realized that was a thing, and then as soon as I made some adjustments there, everything was fine. But not the first game I've done that with either, actually. Comparisons.
It's got it feels like a 2019 game. Like, you know, that kind of run, craft as you go. You can only hold a certain amount of crafting materials. You're scavenging, but you've already got everything, so there's no point scavenging. It had a very like Tomb Raider feel to it on that side of things, like crafting Molotovs as you're fighting. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm having loads of fun with it.
Now, do you know? Oh crap! Nah, I guess not. I was sitting here trying to figure out if I was to get this on PC, if I could do cross progression, but you cannot.
No.
And just looking it up, I think I broke my PC. Anyways, yeah, no, I think I really want to go back to it. One of the reasons I couldn't record tomorrow night is partly work and partly I had to going to go pick up a family member to come into town because this weekend it's Comic-Con weekend, baby.
Yeah, it is, baby.
Gonna meet Hayden Christensen. Gonna meet Rolf DiMaggio or Joe DiMaggio. Oh shoot, I can't remember his first name. I remember his last name is
Joe.
Yeah, I think it is Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio and Sam Witwer, and I am so freaking pumped for that. If I get a chance, I'm gonna try to see if Sam Witwer won't do a video with me or something. Sam Witwer's an awesome person. He has
I've
a lot
heard
of.
he is, man. I listen. Shoot your shot. Out. Listen. Go. Ask for. Out. You. All thing he can do is tell you no. All thing he can do is tell you no. I say shoot. Go for it. Go for it.
I've got a little story about shooting your shot. So, my wife and I went to Europe in 2015, I think it was.
I'm loving where this story's going.
Yeah, and so it was our first major trip, and to go from Australia to Europe is literally the other side of the world. It's like a 24-hour flight. It's brutal, and it costs some fucking thousands of dollars. So we went. Actually, that poster behind me is the reason that we went to Europe. It's like a science fiction heavy metal themed musical.
Oh, cool!
And they played it. They played it at the Royal Albert Hall, which is this notorious
Yeah, I've seen some I haven't been there obviously, but there's been some pretty epic shows there.
So I actually was up on stage during the performance, singing. So,
oh wow,
that was pretty cool. But
I kind of hate you now.
So we were there, and we were traveling around Europe, and we bought this little double-decker bus. Those red double-decker buses that are everywhere in London. And we were putting it around places and taking photos of it. And we're backstage at the Royal Albert Hall, and the guy who plays this show, his name's Devin Townsend, and he's the lead singer of this band called Strapping Young Lad. And he was there. Yeah, fucking amazing band. And Mon leans into me and she's like, "It's Devin over there. What do you reckon if I ask him to hold my bus and we'll take a photo of it?" I was like, "Fucking shoot your shot, mate. Do it."
Do it.
And so she walks over, little old Monique. She's like, "Excuse me, Devin. Can I take a photo of you holding this bus?" And he was like, "Fucking, of course you can."
Oh, that's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
I'll post this photo on social media later. But he does the most metal thing with this bus, and it was just you got to do it, man. You got to shoot your shot.
You do. Yep. You do. I had a conversation. I went to a con in Huntsville. I go every year, but this year, and normally they have a lot of guests there, and I don't use because you have to pay to talk to most of them, whatever. Normally I don't do it, but Corey Payton was there, and I think maybe a month or so before the trailer for the Black Panther and Captain America game came out.
Oh,
and he's voicing the Black Panther. It's not T'Challa. I can't remember which one, but he's voicing Azura, I think his name. But he's voicing T'Challa's grandfather, that Black Panther. And I went and I paid to see him, whatever, talk to him, and just I think you pay for autograph, but he took. When I tell you this man took, could I get a picture as well? This man leaned. He was like right here, cheesing,
so cool.
taking pictures, man. And the conversation I had, and just telling him, hearing it, because when he did, I was like telling him how good his voice sounded, as just from the clip we saw, and that interaction between him and Captain America on the bridge or whatever, like you can hear the gravitas in his voice and how well he was doing. I was just, I'm fangirling basically, like,
Yeah.
It was one of the best things, man. And like he's like, I've been wanting to talk about this for so long. I had to sit on it because it was, you have an NDA. Well, not NDA, but you can't just go around revealing everything. You're not supposed to. But like, I was like, I can't wait for this game. It just having a chance to talk to him, and just that was amazing in itself, man. I love cons. I can't wait till my next one. I can't wait to next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I like you. I'm glad you like Comic Cons too. That it is such an amazing experience. It's one of those things where it's like, I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh man, I can't imagine paying money to do that or whatever. But I'm just like, for me, I'm like, oh no, the experience is something you'll never forget. Like listen, the guy, Steve Downs, Master Chief himself. I got a chance to meet him last year, and what he said to me is going to stick with me for the rest of my life. Like I want it tattooed on me, because now I'll go ahead and share it. We'll go ahead and.
It was Pepsi is better than Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yep, that's what he said. It's like one. Okay, yeah, we're gonna close out with this because we've already been doing this for an hour. But no, what he said to me was when he was up there answering question and doing the panel and stuff. He talked about how he always has these cowboy boots. He said the first time he ever went in to record his lines for Master Chief, he wore these boots, and they have been his lucky Master Chief boots. So he always wears his boots whenever he records as Master Chief. That's how he gets in character, is wears those boots. So that's important because whenever I did meet him, I eventually told him, like, hey, thank you for everything you do. I was bullied a lot as a kid, and whenever I hopped in the shoes of Master Chief, I always felt like I was greater than, and when I felt less than a lot growing up. And so sorry, I'm trying not to cry, but he responded with, well, you're welcome to those boots anytime. And when he said boots, I knew that had meaning to him. It had meaning to him, that the boots, he was talking about his boots. He's like, those boots you are welcome to them anytime. And I'm like, oh, hit me right now. I'm like, so I'm telling you, go meet these people, man. Go meet them. They, so many of them are so amazing, so awesome. And, Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, he passed away. And that's just, I hate that I'll never get a chance to meet him. He was Batman to me, always will be Batman in my book. And it just freaking kills me. I'll never get that chance because he really loved like meeting fans and stuff. Like he did a lot of Comic Cons, but yeah. All right, guys. I know I've said it before. I'll say it again on the last episode. Let us know how you thought. How did you think with your head? Let us know what you thought of this setup. And did you like how we segmented this into 2 episodes? Do you want it? Just tell us how you want it. I'll do you how you like it. It's what I tell my wife all the time. Anyway, great. We hope you have a great week.
He went there.
Goodbye.
Love it. I lost you again. Oh, there we go.
I was
Goodbye.
saying goodbye.